have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us and now. The moment you've been waiting for. The rose of Sharon. Yes. The doctor that has never lost a patient. The best friend you will ever have. The lawyer that has never lost a case. The mother, the father, the brother, the protector, the tower, the fire, the provider, Jehovah Jireh. Please do me a favor and make some noise for Jesus, the bright. He inhabits the praise. He inhabits the worship. He lives in your worship. He's so awesome. Don't you feel better? I feel better. Oh, y'all can take a seat. You can take a seat. When we talk about God, it's incredible to do so, and it's easy because we know what He's done for us. I was thinking about what piece I was going to do tonight. Then I saw a buddy of mine. He was like, man, I remember that piece that you did, man. I still think about that piece. So I'm going to do his favorite piece. Again. However, tonight is unique. And what I mean by that is that this is the only VIVO night like this you will ever have on a night like this. Like tomorrow's VIVO is going to be different from tonight's VIVO. So let's treat tonight's VIVO like it's the last VIVO you're ever going to get the VIVO. So the best way to do that, and me coming up first, I just want to set the stage for everything else that's going to happen tonight. I really want to sit and acknowledge His presence. So who knows that a blood donor saved your life? So I'm going to ask that you would disconnect from your Facebook from what's going on at home, that you would even warn the people around you that you are about to tap into the extreme ultimate source in this moment, that this God who spoke the earth into creation quiets angels when you begin to speak. He wants to hear you. He's desires you. He left eternity, stepped inside of time, wrapped Himself in flesh just so He could touch you. That's the God. He's looking forward to seeing you. That's so awesome. So I'm gonna do this kind of intro, and then I'm gonna do this piece, and we're gonna worship. Is that all right? Yeah. You are already here. You came to heal all my broken pieces. You are already here, and you came to fill all my emptiness. And you're already here. He came to heal all my broken pieces. You're already here. And you came to fill all my emptiness. 'Cause it wasn't the preacher, my seat on the pews. It wasn't my pastor or the Christian things that we do. It wasn't just a t-shirt or some Christian song, but I was saved by the blood. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was laying on the hospital bed and the doctor came in the room, muttered something under his breath and said, well, him, he's as good as dead. And my mother, she came into the room moaning and mourning. You see, she had cried all night, so she didn't answer the door when Joy came knocking in the morning. She said, doctor, what are his symptoms? And the doctor, choking again, flipped through his clipboard and said, well, ma'am, he has sin in his system. And the sin has gotten so bad that it's gotten into his legs and he can't stand. Crippled by his own will, so now he's trapped in a wheelchair. You can search his whole life, but you won't find God's will there, because God to him, no, God to me, was about as useful as a spare the sin. Left my legs and made its way to my intestines, no progress, no change. It was like going to a restaurant, having the greatest time, tipping the waiter $1 and saying, here, no change. And ain't it strange? I will go to church and go to VIVO and do the exact same thing. Follow the pre-mandate. Give him worship and praise. Walk out those doors with no change. So the sin stopped in my heart on its way to my brain. You see, love left because lust was home. I refused to put away childish things. I would take women's hearts and play patty cake. And in between the sins that I would contemplate, you know, rearrange the room like candles and set dates. God would say, Alex, do this, but I would not participate. But this just in brain so washed by sin, I can only be a pretender. Found out that the father that I got from the son, the father that I got from his son, the more that it burned when I got guilty and tried to re-enter. I was like a Ninja Turtle. I had everything I needed, just no splinter. No wonder every Sunday morning service sat down on wooden pews. I couldn't get comfortable, too many splinters. I just knew that my hallelujahs and my God bless yous made me one of you. That my suit and my tie put me on God's family. I should have been on the roster, but the whole time I was doing Christian things, but internally I was a monster. And right before they pulled the plug, a man bursted into the room. He said, I can save him with love. They inquired how much, a quart or a pint. He said, to save him, to save them, to save men, it'll take all of my blood. So he cleared the room and urgently came down through 42 generations perfectly and prepared himself for spiritual surgery. He took his word like a scalpel and cut me open. Took out this heart that was weary, wounded, and broken, and gave me a heart of flesh that could hear his word, and now I know who to hope in. He took his word, put it in a blender, and poured it down my throat like prune juice, to clean me out. All the spiritual stoppages and blockages and that unforgiveness from 2 years ago, and that person who could call you right now and you can pretend like you didn't see it. Alex, if I'm going to come into your life, I want all of you. So God said, if I'm moving in, get rid of all your old furniture. Yes, come on. And he held out his left wrist, punctured it with a syringe, and my eyes began to see again. You see, me, I thought the Bible was a book of clever riddles. But he said, shh, I can be the doctor as long as you do little, but I only talk to lambs. He hit on his right wrist and did the same, and my heart began to beat again. You see, me, I wanted to take his grace and live a life by money, women, Jordans, and Gators, but Christ turned grace and mercy into defibrillators and began to charge them up. And once the charge was adequate, I heard the angel say, clear. Then he held them to my chest and my pulse reappeared. No, I get it. He's worthy to be respected, honored, and revered. It's clear. How dare we complain like our lives are so hard? How dare we not praise like our lives are so hard? How dare we not get on our knees and worship like our lives are so hard? We should be grateful that Jesus Christ had a pink dot on his ID card. So the only cure for confusion is a blood transfusion. Your heart and Jesus Christ created some type of spiritual physical union. So before it's too late, cooperate. Tonight, open up your heart and let him operate, because grace, love, joy, and peace is all that he's trying to provide. But please don't buzz him out if he touches the sides, if he deals with your pride, if he deals with your eyes, because here's what God does when you think you're too fly. He so willingly gave up his A positive every time I feel like being negative. So nothing I do as a Christian is ever in vain. Ever since I've been attached to his IV, I've got a new ID. So every time you eye me, you eye King. I'm so grateful. And even though Eve bit that apple and I'm Mac, Christ was still willing to be a laptop and come close to me. When life becomes a hard drive, but I want to crash because of the memory, he rams himself in the ways. We are connected like Wi-Fi. His way is so much better, so Wi-Fi. So tonight, there will be moments we have to decide whether or not to give him praise. There will be moments we have to decide whether or not to give your hand a raise. And in that moment, I want to encourage you to decide to be a light. Because there will be moments in your life where you're surrounded by darkness and God will call you to fight. It will be hard. You'll be lonely. And you'll be the only one there. But let me encourage you, the reason why you can stand there with no fear. Let me demonstrate how to keep demons straight. You don't tell some clever words or wave your hands away. You look him in the face and say, I rebuke you in Jesus' name. He did all that for you so that we could worship and fight for him. So let me encourage that even when the light at the end of the tunnel begins to get dark, trust God, take up your cross and walk, and you will be alone. But be encouraged because you survived his word, his knife.
Come on.
So tonight, I want you to worship him like a blood donor saved your life, because it wasn't the preacher, your seat on the pew. It wasn't your pastor or the Christian things how you do. It wasn't your clothing or some Christian song, but we were saved. Hallelujah, God. We were changed.
Yes.
We were made free by the blood. Give God some praise right there. Come on, come on, come on.